This is 9 News.
Think back to this time yesterday. Much of the snow that fell then has turned into small rivers of water now. The sun and temperatures in the 40s are helping with the transformation. One more day of this, and then we go back to where we started, hopefully without the wind. Danielle will update the storm's track coming for the weekend, the timing and totals in just a bit.
Certainly the storm's effects linger. Estes Park is an island cut off from internet and cell service right now. The floods in September of 2013 ripped up that city's fiber optic cables, and the problems were exacerbated by all the snow. Here's 9 News Northern newsroom reporter Dan Grossman.
This is a little bit of a shock for everyone.
We live in a day and age where likes, retweets, and favorites rule supreme.
Yep.
Yeah. Where life is fast. And anything less than 4G LTE is considered unacceptable.
And we communicate with people every day on Facebook, and we're kind of lost right now.
And if that's the case, then you might as well consider Estes Park a black hole, because
welcome to Verizon Wireless.
You can't reach anyone.
The town is really quiet right now, even in the supermarkets.
Wednesday's blizzard caused quite the headache for folks around here.
To lose communications and go back to living in the early 1900s is an odd feeling for us.
Winds and more than 6 inches of snow ripped up already delicate fiber optic lines.
It's a big problem for us, but luckily it's going to be short-lived.
911 was knocked down and phone lines have been rendered useless.
No major emergencies to respond to.
Businesses remained fully open, but were only marginally operational as credit card machines crashed.
Time to read a book, time to watch a movie.
And the place that normally is the quietest,
it's an adjustment.
Seemed to be the loudest as people made a run on backseat forms of fun.
It really is nice to see folks in here feeling a little bit frenetic, a little bit busy.
Oh, come on. The town expects to fix things by week's end.
Luckily, this is coming back quickly for us.
Let's just hope society can wait that long. In Estes Park, this is Dan Grossman, 9 News.
The city says some landlines there are working. Folks with cell service have gone as far as to drive down into Loveland to get service. Full fix on those cables should come sometime next year. Xcel Energy's down to 15,000 customers without power. 5% of the total who lost power for an extended time yesterday. 300,000 customers. Xcel continues to bring in out-of-state work crews. They expect to have 800 teams out tonight. The Whole Foods on Baseline Road in Boulder lost power yesterday and today gave away 100,000 pounds of frozen food rather than let it go to waste. The Boulder Daily Camera reported people pulled up in the parking lot and left with frozen meat, fruit, and vegetables. All of it was gone in an hour.
The sun and warmer temperatures today helped uncover many of the cars buried by the snow yesterday. It's been a good week to be a tow truck driver if you're one of those who don't like being bored. Ace Towing pulled 80 vehicles out of the snow over the past day. Many of the vehicles had to be moved from major highways to clear the way for snow plowers and emergency vehicles. Today it was side street strandees that finally got some attention.
Now it feels really great to be able to have a car apiece again so that we can do our individual stuff.
Some municipalities and police departments ordered vehicles towed because they were blocking main roads. Those vehicles may have ended up at impound lots.
If your side street in Denver needs plowing, you're on your own. Denver Public Works says residential plows will not be deployed. It is past March 15th when the city's protocol calls for the plows to be put away for the season. Plus, City Public Works says its small residential plows can't handle the wet, heavy snow.
The attorney for the Colorado Springs Planned Parenthood shooter wants his client committed to the state mental hospital. 9 News crime and justice reporter Anastasia Bolton went to the hearing and joins us. Anastasia.
Adele, the Colorado Mental Health Institute in Pueblo already did Robert Deere's competency evaluation. The details of that were not discussed in open court today. You're looking at video of one of Deere's first court appearances where cameras were allowed. But today, though, the judge confirmed with the lawyers they've received the competency evaluation. Right after that, Deere's attorney asked the judge to commit him. Nothing will happen until Deere has a competency hearing next month.
Evaluation probably says that he's incompetent. He is probably going to go to Pueblo for a pretty long time. Every 90 days, Pueblo needs to do another evaluation and send that to the court. It could very well be that after several cycles of those, maybe after a year of that, they then say he's not likely to be competent, in the foreseeable future. And at that point, then the judge has some sort of decision that needs to be made. You can't just drop the charges, but you can't keep somebody locked up, having never been convicted of a crime. So it's going to put the legal system in a really tough spot if that ends up happening.
Deer has admitted that he killed 3 people and injured 9 others in the November shooting. As he entered the courtroom today, he spoke about a verse from the Bible. The verse says, "I saw Satan falling like lightning from heaven." He went on to say that the Hebrew word for lightning is Barak, like Barack Obama. The shooter told the court he will not take any medication. So if the court finds him incompetent in April, he'll go to the state mental institution. But is it not clear how they can make him competent if he will not take drugs? Adele.
All right, Anastasia, thank you.
Anyone who says the Colorado Rockies are worthless isn't right. They're just bad at baseball, though they are worth less than most other teams in the league. Forbes magazine says the average Major League Baseball team is now worth $1.2 billion. The Rockies, rated as the 26th highest value team at $860 million. Only the Cleveland Indians, Oakland A's, Miami Marlins, and Tampa Bay Rays rated lower. The Yankees topped the valuation list at $3.2 billion.
Comics and comic books aren't only about superheroes. There are those who will tell you it's an art form. To prove the point, there's an event this weekend called the Denver Independent Comic and Art Expo, or DINK, organized by the people behind Denver Comic-Con. It will showcase the art and the artists. People who go can meet the artists and see the work being done in the community. Some of the money raised this weekend will go toward a summer program for kids called Camp Comic Book, where they learn about comics, art, and do outdoor activities.
Is basically part, outdoor experience, adventure, Davy Crockett for the time, and the other half is artistic exploration and a reflection of taking these underserved kids and putting them in an environment that they're not used to and let them explore that.
The show is at the Sherman Street Event Center in Denver. It starts Friday at 3 and goes through Saturday evening.
Denver's defrosting process will soon end and the snow will return.
And what a little creativity can do with all that snow.
Plus, when situations get tough, strangers help strangers. We're sharing some of your stories of good Samaritans and kind deeds in the storm. The day after the storm, we're hearing stories of generosity and good work. Civilians and first responders going above and beyond to help. 2 Loveland firefighters were spotted helping a homeless man move a shopping cart through the tough weather. Josh Acton snapped these photos on 29th Street in Loveland. Loveland Fire Rescue Authority says its crew was just driving along. Firefighters saw the man in need of a hand. They helped him move his cart under the cover of the shopping center. We want to hear your stories. Strangers helping strangers, neighbors helping neighbors. Brad Dobbs shared his story on Facebook, said he was stranded at County Line out east of Aurora. He was there for 5 hours and was preparing to spend the night in his truck. And that's when he says 3 Jeeps pulled up next to him and the drivers offered to help. They hooked up their winch and they pulled him out. They wished him a good day. They all stopped to snap a photo. Dobbs calls them his Jeep Angels. If you have a story you'd like to share, you want to give a shout out to somebody helping you during the storm, we would love to hear about it. You can share your story on the 9 News Facebook page, or you can email your take at 9news.com.
If you're among those stranded yesterday, had a fender bender, or lost trees and branches, you might argue it wasn't a pretty storm. However, some people in the Highlands are showing their imagination and creativity through it. Here's 9 News photojournalist Andy Buck.
It was kind of a late winter surprise, I guess. We thought it was going to snow a little bit, but we didn't realize we'd get 14, 16 inches.
This is probably the most snow I've seen in the city of Denver.
For a lot of people, I know it was a huge inconvenience and screwed up work.
My mom actually told me. I thought, why don't I have school? And she told me that it was a snow day and she showed me outside and I'm like, oh. My dad told me that we should come outside and play out here. And that's when our friends gave us the stuff to make the igloo.
We were able to get one started last night, and he couldn't wait to get out of bed and get started again this morning.
We decided to make something and help ourselves.
We didn't realize it'd be such good snow fort building material.
Yay! It stayed. We're having fun in the snow at least. Well, we think the squirrels just keep coming down and throwing ice, so it feels like it's snowing, but it's really not.
But it's definitely not the snow melting.
No. Well, we actually kind of used my dad's help because he's an architect.
No, it is not structurally sound. We don't recommend resting in the shadows of this wall. Perfect for kids play.
This is like the small entrance that my dad made up to like put these columns here. So if you pushed on this, it wouldn't fall into the door and you were trapped.
You have to embrace it when it comes and make the best of it. And I think kids are they're the ones who show us how to have a good time with it.
There's another notable blizzard creation in Longmont, a massive sculpture creators are calling Snow Bear. Roseanne Nelson, her son Alexi Witzel, and their friend Tina spent the day honing their sculpting talents. That would be competition for the big blue bear just about, don't you think?
I'm telling you. It is, though, all about that perspective. And the kids have it because it snows and the parents say, oh, shoot, and the kids say, let's play.
Let's go outside.
Yep. After the blizzard yesterday, the sunshine, the warmth certainly were a relief today.
However, not going to last long. Snow returns this weekend.